Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync KW command to ActiveCampaign. So all those leads and contacts you're generating in KW command through your ads, through your work, can automatically get synced into ActiveCampaign, into automations. You can send out beautiful email campaigns through that app. It's a great way to use these two apps together as one, and it's super easy to set up. Let me show you how. The first thing you're going to do is go to the KW Marketplace. Once you're here, you're just going to search for ActiveCampaign. There you can see the sync is available, KW command and ActiveCampaign. I'm going to click on it, view these details. I can read more about what's going on here. You can see it's going to create a two-way sync between these two apps to send people to a targeted newsletter list in ActiveCampaign and then back again. So you're going to click buy now, go through the process of purchasing it. Once you've made the purchase, there's going to be the button here to go to My Apps. Click on that. It's going to take you to the My Apps area of the KW Marketplace, which is where you can set this sync up. So you've purchased the sync, but it's not yet set up and active. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to click on this tile. That's going to start me setting up this sync. It's going to take me out to API Nation. You can see now we got to connect ActiveCampaign. So I'm going to hit this button. It's asking me for a label, a user URL, and a user key. The label is just the name of the connection. If you have multiple ActiveCampaign connections, this is pretty important, but for most people who only have one ActiveCampaign, you can just name it after yourself. I'm going to hit that. I also need the user URL and the key. So to do that, I'm going to go into my ActiveCampaign account. I'm going to click on this settings gear, and then I'm going to go to developer, which is right here. There's that URL and the key. So I'm going to copy the API URL, go back to API Nation, hit Control V to paste it in there, Command V if you're on a Mac. Do the same thing with the key. There we go, paste it in and hit connect. All right, so we've connected ActiveCampaign and KW command, just a few options here. Let's go down here. What would you like to sync? Do I want to sync ActiveCampaign to KW command? Or do I want to sync KW command to ActiveCampaign? You could do both to set up a two-way sync. For right now, I'm actually going to sync KW command to ActiveCampaign. You could do both to create a two-way sync, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click this box. I'm going to sync both. I'm also going to verify I'm not using any other platforms to sync these two apps. Then let's go up here and take a look at some things before we create the syncs. Do I want to sync all contacts on first run from KW command? So if I click this box, it's going to send everybody from KW command into ActiveCampaign. If I uncheck this box, it's only going to send any new contacts. So anybody that gets added today going forward. So as leads come in, they will now start getting added to ActiveCampaign. I'm going to go ahead and sync everybody. I want to get my ActiveCampaign list nice and big, grow it out so I can start emailing those people through ActiveCampaign. As they arrive in ActiveCampaign, where should they go? I'm going to go ahead and put them on my new leads list. There we go. I can also put them on an automation here. And I can also tag them as they come through. I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. I don't want to tag anybody, and I don't want them in an automation for now. But definitely options. I'll hit continue. There we go. You can see we now have two workflows in draft. So we've created the workflows. Now let's activate them. So I'm going to start with this one, KW command and ActiveCampaign. You can see it's got all the stuff we set up earlier. Now we can just do a few more things. For example, there's this filter. So if I want to filter somebody from KW command, let's say I want to only send over people into ActiveCampaign who have a tag that says AC for ActiveCampaign. I could do that. That way, as I'm working in KW command, anytime I want to send somebody over to ActiveCampaign, I just tag them. This is a great way to have a little bit more control over who's going into ActiveCampaign. And then you could also, if you want to get really fancy, you can set up a second workflow, and then you can have different tags for different contact lists. So I could have this one going to new leads. This will go to my new leads list. And then I would set up another list, maybe like a FSBO list. And then I would change this tag to FSBO. So if I tag somebody as FSBO, they go to my FSBO list in ActiveCampaign. A lot of great options here. I'm gonna go ahead and clear it out. I just want everybody going over into my new leads list. Finally, you can come down here. There is the mapping. Pretty simple. We got the first name, last name, phone, and email. This looks good. I'm going to go ahead and activate this sync. Great. So this sync is up and running. Now we're going to go back to my syncs. You can see there it is. It's up and running. Let's activate this one. ActiveCampaign into KW. So if I have some leads in ActiveCampaign, I can have those pushed into KW also. Do I want to sync everybody? I don't have anybody in there right now, so I'm going to leave that blank. As they come into KW Command, do I only want them as leads? Check the box. Or contacts? Uncheck the box. I want them as leads, so I'm going to put them as leads. And I also do not want to override information in KW Command. Let's just fill in the blanks. Again, we have the filter here. If I want to filter by email, phone number, first name, last name, or any of these other things. And then here's the mapping. So a lot of great options here. As they come into KW, I can do things like add a description. So maybe I want to put in the list that they're on, contact lists. I can do that. So I put contact lists, and then it's going to put a list of all the contact lists this person is on. For source, I'm going to put ActiveCampaign. I can just write static text here, and it's going to apply to everybody who comes through here. If I wanted to tag everybody who came through here, I could do that also. But this looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and activate this sync. There we go. I now have 2 syncs up and running. ActiveCampaign is now connected to KW Command, sharing contacts back and forth. So that's it. That's how you set up the sync from KW Command to ActiveCampaign. All the contacts, all the leads you have in KW Command are now getting sent to ActiveCampaign. Like I said, you can apply a specific tag in KW Command and have them sent to a specific list in ActiveCampaign. It's a great way to manage these 2 apps, save you a ton of time, save you a ton of administration. You don't have to worry about copy, paste, import, export. These things just manage themselves as you do your work in KW Command or ActiveCampaign. If you need any assistance setting this up for you or your team, go to apination.com/KW. There you can call us, send us an email, and even set up a live session of support. We're API Nation, connecting the world's applications. We love doing this stuff.